everyone, welcome to Youth Night Live. My name is Sam. Thanks for tuning in. This week is We Own the Night, so everything that you're about to see is ran by students, and I'm going to be hosting. So our first thing that we have tonight is, since everyone's stuck at home, my friends Maddie and Audrey have cooked up something called Quarantine Cuisine. It's all about how to sort of just make things in your kitchen that are really easy, they're really fun, and they're really good. The first two things are drinks, just really easy drinks, really good, just sort of things to do. So let's check it out.
Hi everyone, I'm Madison Fuller, and today I'm going to be teaching you how to make whipped coffee.
For this recipe, you will need a hand mixer or a whisk, a tablespoon of sugar, a cup of your favorite milk, hot water, a cup of ice, measuring spoons, and your favorite instant coffee. Start by heating up your water in a microwave-safe container for about 30 seconds.
The next step is to measure out a tablespoon of hot water.
Pour your tablespoon of instant coffee into the hot water. Next, measure out a tablespoon of sugar and add it to the mixture. The next step is to mix it on high until it gets frothy. This step will probably take about 3 to 4 minutes. Finally, pour your milk into your glass of ice and add your mixture. Add a straw and enjoy.
Hi, my name is Audrey Hecker, and today I'm teaching you how to make milk tea. Your first step is to boil some water, and in the meantime, grab your favorite mug. Then you'll want to get your milk of choice. I like oat milk, and some good tea. Once you have all of your materials, you're going to want to get your hot water off the stove, careful not to burn yourself, of course, and fill your mug about halfway with water. Then you're going to want to let your tea steep for about 5 minutes, and once it's done, fill your mug the rest of the way with the milk. You can add some sweetener if you wish, or just enjoy it plain. Easy peasy.
Hey everyone, welcome to Youth Night Live. My name is Sam. This week is We Own the Night, so everything this week is filmed and ran by students. So don't, if you haven't already, don't forget to like this video and to subscribe if you haven't already. We're going to be pretty active in the chat this week. In fact, we're actually about to give something away. So why don't you guys comment, I don't know, something that you've tried to make in quarantine in your house. So whether that's like food or art or anything like that. So go ahead and just leave a comment. We'll pick randomly. It'll be super fun. And while you guys are commenting, we'll go ahead and see what's next.
Hey everyone! So for this week's game, I called up a couple Annex friends on Zoom, and we played Never Have I Ever, or Put Your Finger Down If, Quarantine/COVID edition. We hope you enjoy it. This is Never Have I Ever Corona edition. So, put a finger down if you have gone to the grocery store. Put a finger down if you have bought toilet paper or hand sanitizer. Put a finger down if you own more than 3 face masks. Put a finger down if you have worn the same pair of sweatpants for 3 or more days. Put a finger down if you have gone showerless for a little too long. Put a finger down if you have baked or cooked something. Put a finger down if you have scrolled through social media for more than 3 hours. Put a finger down if you have spent a whole day in your bed. Put a finger down if you have FaceTimed or Zoom chatted with someone who is not your teacher. Put a finger down if you have sent a letter or a package. Put a finger down if you have Googled what to do when you're bored. Put a finger down if you have learned a new skill. Put a finger down if you have read more than 5 books. Put a finger down if you have finished a whole show series. And put a finger down, finally, if you have washed your hands. There we go.
Wow, I only had 9.
I had 11, I think.
I'm pretty sure I messed up, so I might have had 10,
7.
but on accident my finger like slipped and I didn't realize if I had 2 or 3 down, so I was like, oops.
Hey everyone, welcome back. So this is about the time of the night where we're going to move into more of the message. So I'm going to go ahead and pray for Sam and Logan as we move into the worship and then the message portion. So yeah, we'll go ahead and do that. Dear God, thank you for this day, and thank you for everybody who managed to make it tonight. I want to pray that everybody is safe and that everyone stays safe as we're sort of moving into sort of starting to be able to actually go out and do things again. I want to pray for Sam and Logan for the message tonight, and that everyone just does what they need to do, and we can speak your truth, and you can speak through Logan, and you can give Sam the confidence and the courage to be able to perform well tonight. Amen.
I was an orphan lost at the fall, running away when I'd hear you call. But Father, you worked your will. I had no righteousness of my own. I had no right to draw near your throne. But Father, you love me still. And in love before you laid the world's foundation, you predestined to adopt me as your own. You have raised me up so high above my station. I'm a child of God by grace and grace alone. After overseek out the lost, you knew the great and terrible cost. Jesus, your face was set. I work my fingers down to the bone. Nothing I get could ever atone. But Jesus, you paid my debt. By your blood I have redemption and salvation. Lord, you died that I might reap what you have sown. And you rose and I might be a new creation. I am born again by grace and grace alone. I was in darkness all of my life. I never knew the day from the night. But Spirit, you made me see. I swore I knew the way on my own. Head full of rocks and heart made of stone. But Spirit, you moved in me. At your touch, my sleeping spirit was awakened. On my darkened heart, the light of Christ has shone. Called into a kingdom that cannot be shaken. Heaven sits
guys, my name's Logan, if you didn't already know that, and I got the cool opportunity to give tonight's message. Tonight, we get to talk about payback, everyone's favorite. So, have you guys ever gone to lunch with your friends? Maybe it's like the first time since quarantine you've got to go to lunch with your friends, and you get to say Taco Bell or Subway, and you're like, man, I don't have any money to buy whatever it is. And you're like, oh my gosh, I just can't do it. I don't have any money, but then your friend goes, you know, I'll pick up your lunch today. Don't worry about it. And you're like, oh man, thank you so much, but let me pay you back when I have the money. And they go, no. You're like, no, I really want to pay you back because I owe you. That's one form of payback. That's you pay someone back for something they gave to you. Now, what about this? Think about, you know, what if your brother or sister, you know, snuck into your room and took and ate all that secret stash of candy you've been saving since last Halloween? Now, let me guess, you would probably want like cold, hard revenge, and you would plot and scheme for so long on how to get back at your friends. That's a kind of payback where you're just trying to get back at something for them hurting you or taking something from you. We've been talking about Joseph for the last, couple weeks, and, his story is whack. Like, to recap, Joseph's life was just a kind of a crazy show. First, his brothers betrayed him by selling him into slavery into Egypt. And yet somehow he ended up becoming Pharaoh's number 2 guy. Like, think about the vice president of Egypt. And all this time, Joseph has not seen his family since they betrayed him and sold him into slavery. But Joseph had interpreted Pharaoh's dreams about a famine, a great famine that came in. So this famine had forced Jacob, who's Joseph's father, to send Jacob's sons, which are Joseph's brothers, to Egypt to ask for more food. Joseph had seen his brothers come in, and his brothers were none the wiser that the person before them that they were asking for food was their presumed dead brother, Joseph. And now you can think about, what if you're in this situation? Like, Joseph has the perfect opportunity to get any kind of payback he wants. He has the power to, and he could just like kill them right there, like have them executed or throw them in jail or something. But instead of, enacting his revenge like people would think he would, because you get sold into slavery and they just betray you, you're like, that would be infuriating. But of all things, Joseph actually invites his brothers to dine at his house. So we see when Joseph invites his brothers to his house for dinner, this is what happens. Then Joseph could no longer control himself before all of his attendants, and he cried out, "Have everyone leave my presence." So there was no one with Joseph, and he made himself known to his brothers. And he wept so loudly that the Egyptians heard him, and Pharaoh's household heard about it. Joseph said to his brothers, "I am Joseph. Is my father still living?" But his brothers were not able to answer him because they were terrified at his presence. Now think about this. Your presumed dead brother just comes out of nowhere, and the man who has so graciously taken you into his house that you thought was this like all-powerful vice president guy was like, "Oh, by the way, I'm your brother who's not actually dead." Like, his brothers right now, Joseph's brothers right now, are just so shocked. They're like, "Holy moly, like, how are you still alive?" And, we continue on from here. Joseph then says, he basically says, "I forgive you for what you've done to me." He talks about, and he lets it all go. And what's even more surprising, we read a little later that says, "You shall live in the region of Goshen and be near me. You, your children and grandchildren, your flocks and herds, and all you have." Joseph was, above all things, Joseph is saying, even though you've done the worst to me, you guys have kicked me to the curb and everything, and you guys just kind of forgot about me. He says, with my power now, come live where I live. We were going to take care of you because there was 5 more years of this famine. And his brothers are speechless. And Joseph says, hey, go get the rest of the family, bring them back. And his brothers just don't know what to do. And they are so shocked and stunned. So as we talk about payback and we read Joseph's story, think about, what would you do if you're in the situation Joseph was in? Would you take your revenge on your siblings that are so graciously coming to ask for something, any kind of aid? Would you just be like, boom, rule with an iron fist and then like smite them down right there? Or would you be like Joseph and, forgive them a little bit? Think about that maybe tonight. And we talk about what to do when you don't know what to do. Tonight, when you don't know what to do, choose peace over payback. We all have the opportunity to choose reconciliation over payback whenever we face those who have hurt us. You can fight to win, whether that be an argument or you get back. You finally get that payback that you've been wanting on that person for so long. You may have won, but at what cost? What did it cost you to win and get your payback? So when you think about it this way, when you make friends with something, you kind of build a bridge, a relational bridge. And by winning, when you win and get your payback, you just set fire to that friendship bridge. And that relationship is just going to be gone because you thought you were just needed to get your revenge by those who hurt you. And instead of fighting for revenge or payback, or you hate that person so you want to make them feel the same way they made you feel, be like Jacob. Fight for the forgiveness. Joseph saw through his own hurt that his brothers had caused him, and he did the hard work by giving his hurt to God. Take what had been hurting you, whether that be one friend flirting with your boyfriend or girlfriend, or that person who said something super mean behind your back, or even your sibling who ate your secret stash of candy that you've been saving for so long. Take your hurt and give it to God. By taking your hurt to God, it gives us the opportunity to let go of the pain and forgive and create that reconciliation that God so wants us to make. By doing this, you're not setting fire to the friendship bridge. You're just making it better. You putting it to God and asking God to help you forgive others is something we all need to work on, and something that is super duper hard, but that's why we ask God to help us. And so that's all I've got for the message tonight. And, I hope you guys have such an amazing rest of your week, and we'll see you guys later.
Hey everyone, welcome to the after show. So we just heard Logan's message wrapping up the 5 weeks we went over the story of Joseph. So Logan was talking about payback and how Joseph had the opportunity to get payback on his brothers, and then he chose peace instead, which is sort of the moral of the lesson. So speaking of family, a lot of people are stuck at home with their families right now. So real quick, go ahead in the comments, give us your answer. What's something you're looking forward to do outside of your house after quarantine's over? Awesome. So I think for me, what I'm most looking forward to is I want to go camping again, because I haven't been camping in a while, and that's something that I just really want to do, especially once everything starts to open back up. So for our next question, Logan talked about payback a lot, but even though Joseph was like epically wronged and sold into slavery, like a lot of the times in everyday life, the payback we see is really, really small and really, really petty. So like, go ahead in the comments, like, what are some like really small things that people try to get payback for all the time? Cool. So I think one thing that I see is like when I'm driving somewhere and like someone gets cut off and they'll like pass the person, they'll like speed up, they'll go like 90 on I-5, just like pass that person and like, I don't know, like flip them off or something. But that's something I see a lot that's really petty. But yeah, so kind of taking a turn a little bit, a lot of us in our lives, even though we know we're supposed to choose peace over payback, some of us really struggle with choosing that, especially for certain people. So go ahead in the comments, like, who's somebody that you need to work on choosing peace over payback with in just kind of your everyday life. Awesome. So thank you to everybody who's sharing. Real quick, before we head into small groups, I want to encourage you guys, if you commented someone's name, don't just think about that person. Don't just like kind of internalize that you need to start working on that. Like, actually take actions to start choosing peace over that. And if you're not really sure how to start going about that, small groups are a great place to talk about that. Speaking of small groups, that's where we're going to head next. Thanks everyone for tuning in. If you're having any trouble connecting with your small groups, go ahead and say something down in the comments. We'll get you hooked up, and we'll see you all next week.